Hi, I'm Corey Gilmore, and this is Adaptive Technology Today. And today I want to talk more about the Mac Studio because I think, it's a little too much Mac for what I need. I think it's a game changer. I think the way that I think about it is that it's a Mac Mini Pro, or a Mac Pro Mini, if you will. Um, and why do I care about something Apple announced? After all, I didn't do a video when Microsoft announced their Surface 8s, and I'm not an Apple blog necessarily. I care about what technology is going to make the lives of people who experience disabilities easier. Well, let me just turn my phone around, because I've got on my desk a Surface Pro 7 running Windows 11. Okay, and I had that because I use Dragon Naturally Speaking, and I've used Dragon products since 1994. And I use Dragon products because the speech files are local, meaning they're on my hard drive. They're not on a server somewhere. Okay, and it makes it easier for the system to adapt and learn my speech patterns. Now, on the Mac, there is no M1 version of Dragon Professional or Dragon for Mac. Okay, so they haven't got the M1 version, but Apple does have some speech recognition in the Mac. Now, my experience is that this is not as good as Naturally Speaking. Naturally Speaking learns from its mistakes as long as you go through the correction dialogue and do spell that and do all the things that you're supposed to. It won't learn. It will not learn, by the way, if you just replace the words. So if you spot a mistake that Dragon makes and you select it and just replace the word, you haven't taught Dragon anything. Okay, in order for it to get better, you have to say correct that, and sometimes if the word you want is not on the list, you've got to say spell that and start spelling it out. Otherwise, Dragon never learns. It's like a child, you know. It's pretty smart about language, but it makes mistakes. And your job as the parent/user is to correct those mistakes. And I bring this up because Apple has speech recognition in the Mac, and I am curious about how the accuracy may improve on the M1 platform with two neural engines in the M1 Ultra. Okay, A neural engine, by the way, is is something that does machine learning. It does so a neural engine is something that does machine learning, and that's things like computer vision, speech recognition, all kinds of stuff. And I'm just curious if the inclusion of two neural engines in the M1 Ultra improves speech recognition. By the way, Apple, one of my pet peeves is that you don't have a spelling dialogue. So if the word I want is not on your list, you have no way for me to tell you the word I wanted, which means Siri can never learn. Yeah, actually, that's not true. Siri does learn, but because it's not a speaker independent model, meaning it doesn't adapt to your voice. Because it's not a speaker independent model, the learning process is a lot slower. So I really do want to know about the M1 Ultra chip and the Mac Studio, and if Apple, if you're listening, not that you would listen to a guy in a chair with no reporter cred, but if you're listening, I would love to test an M1 Ultra Mac Studio and see what the speech recognition is like with a good mic. Not over Bluetooth. Like a really good studio quality mic and stuff. Just see what we can do. See if we can get the Mac to be more accurate. Because right now it's kind of, the promise is there, but it's frustrating because it's not naturally speaking. And frankly, Nuance / Microsoft, because Microsoft is supposedly buying Nuance. Nuance has had years of practice on this. You know, a lot of people think of Dragon Naturally Speaking when they think of products, but you know, I was using Dragon Dictate in 1994. Dragon Dictate for Windows, version 1, 1994. I was controlling my entire computer and my mouse by voice. I have never typed. I don't believe in keyboards. Okay. So, you know, and I want to see more speech recognition options available. For what it is, Windows speech recognition is not bad. Okay? It has a way to correct your dictation. It has a way to spell the words that it didn't recognize. What Windows speech recognition is missing is what's in Dragon Naturally Speaking Professional, which is the macro capability. In other words, Dragon has a language, and if you know the Dragon language, you can make Dragon do all kinds of things for you just by issuing a custom command. And you can do, I remember doing commands for the Star Trek The Next Generation Interactive Technical Manual in Dragon Dictate for Windows. Because I learned the Dragon language. And I would love to see Apple develop their product to that point. Where you could, because we have Siri shortcuts. But, we need a powerful system for custom commands in the speech recognition. And I don't just mean simple things like write my email address. I mean things like start scan. So when you start a scan, for instance, in Photoshop, the software needs to know that you mean go to File, select the screen input, and hit preview, okay, or hit scan, okay. So, and you can do that with Dragon all in one command. And the language is easy to learn once you know how. But it's only on Windows, so if you don't use Windows, you're out of luck. And I've always used Windows as well as the Mac. So I do have, as I mentioned earlier, I do have the Surface. But, yeah, I would love to test the M1 Ultra and see what we can make the speech recognition do and how well it learns. Because there are 2 neural engines in there, not just one. The M1 has 1 neural engine for the chip. So one specific block designed to do things like computer vision, photo recognition. So saying, this is a picture of my partner, for instance. That all requires photo recognition, okay? That's the neural engine. And they use the same neural engine to do speech. So I would like to see, with a good quality mic, what we can do. And how I can help Apple improve their speech recognition system. Because it is kind of unfortunate that Nuance is not actively developing Dragon for Mac anymore. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening.